Twin Cities Live at 4. Okay, this time of year, people are lining up to intentionally be scared at haunted houses. But our next guest has been to some places she says are actually haunted. Here to share more on sensing spirits in a spooky place and answer some Halloween-related questions from our audience, we want to welcome back our Happy Medium Jodi Livon to Twin Cities Live. Hi, Jodi.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Okay, so let's first kind of set the stage for the difference between walking into a place where you can feel like it's haunted and walking to into a place where it's not. What's happening for you?
Okay, so you know when you were looking at houses and you'd walk into a house and everything was sort of put in its place and it was neat, you know, there wasn't a lot of clutter, or you'd walk into one where there were shoes here, dirty dishes here, kind of dusty over here, a coat over here.
Yeah.
A haunted house feels like that energetically to me.
It feels kind of cluttered.
It's cluttered. I can feel the clutter.
Okay, that's a very good explanation.
I can actually drive by a house and feel that clutter. So as you know, I can tell people, oh, haunted, not haunted, when I see a picture of a house. So when we do a ghost investigation in a house, which we haven't done yet, but we will.
Yeah.
Actually, we did one, but it's a little different feeling because when you do it at a big restaurant, an old mansion, there's alcohol involved and there's people involved, and spirits, especially earthbound spirits, feed on that energy, and they like to get a hold of people who are a little buzzed. And
really?
They do, and it's loaded. We did one in Anoka. I mean, it was just amazing, and we did one at Cuzzy's.
Yeah, let's talk about Cuzzy's. Remember when you went to Cuzzy's bar, which the team there has said we think it's haunted, and what happened to you, and what do you remember from that experience?
So, you know, I'm always early.
Yeah.
I'm early. I'm in the back. All of a sudden, I started to just get, like, my neck started to hurt. My hair started to hurt. We walked in. My skin started to hurt. And I could barely breathe, and there was this big haze, and my hair started to hurt. Like, that's the biggest thing.
You can't like this, Jodi. I mean, do you like doing these things? That doesn't sound so fun.
So this is what I like about it. First of all, that means there's an upset spirit, and I like to help soothe anybody. So I want to help soothe an upset spirit, and there was an upset spirit there, at least one. And the other thing is it opens people up to the possibilities. And if they're open to the possibilities that there's life after life, then they're more brave in their life, and they have more joy, and they believe in their intuition. So that's why I do it.
Okay, I want to go back to this earthbound spirit thing. I love that whole concept, but when a spirit is earthbound, where should they be, and why aren't they there?
In the light. So when our body dies and we separate, we are to go into the light, and there's a spirit there, there's another person there that we recognize that helps us go into the light. This is what I've seen and been told, right?
Yeah,
by spirits.
And then like near-death people will say, don't
there's
go
a
into
light.
the light. Yeah, okay,
but
stay
the light is lovely, and God is in the light, universe, however you want to phrase that. But there are people who are afraid or were shocked that they died that don't always go immediately into the light. And sometimes there are people that did really nasty things and think they're going to go down under.
Okay.
So they're nervous, and they don't. But they always can go into the light. There's always the opportunity.
And so the earthbound spirits sit. Okay,
and they feed on fear.
Feed on fear, like dogs. Dogs, they can sense fear. They don't feed on fear, but they can sense it. Okay, let's go to Grace in the audience, because we always get a million questions for you. So Grace, who do you have, and what do we want to know?
Hi guys, I'm here with Marie from Roseville, and she has a very interesting question for you guys.
What do you got, Marie?
What's the difference between a spirit and a ghost?
Okay, that's a great
question. So a spirit is someone who, once their body dies, they separate from their body, they go right into the light. Because we're all spirits, but then you're pure spirit without a body when you go into the light. A ghost is the one that stays behind. A ghost is the one that needs some coaxing over and is making the commotion, like lifting towels in haunted houses and throwing objects across the room, or just giving you the creeps.
Yeah, no kidding. So what do you recommend people do if they feel like something's going on in my house? I mean, there are all sorts of people who say this. Or they're in places and they're like, I can feel something, I can sense it, and it's making me uncomfortable, and then it's making me afraid. And if you say the spirits can sense the fear and they feed on the fear, then it feels like a little cycle going on to me, okay? So what do people do?
You know when you have something like quack grass in your grass? What you do is you make everything around it healthy, so that it squeezes it out. So what you do is you do things that bring you joy in your house. Play music, light incense, especially sage, dance, do things that bring you a lot of joy and make it not as comfortable for a spirit's energy. It might not be able to get them completely gone, but they're not going to be as interested. You make the atmosphere pleasant for you.
Do you think that then it helps the spirit go somewhere else? I mean, do they need to figure out like how to get, it seems so sad to me that they're just hanging out.
But some of them seem to enjoy what they're doing.
Okay.
But I agree with you. But it just squeezes them out. It just kind of makes them not as loud. And the other thing is to realize we're all divinely protected. Say a little prayer, know that you're loved, that it's your space, you're the one that's paying for it. Be respectful, and that helps too.
That's good, Jodi. Thank you so much. So nice to have you here. So we posted details on Jodi's next event. It's called An Evening with Jodi Livon. I'm sure she'll have hours and hours of questions from people on November 14th from 6:45 p.m. to 9. You can go to TwinCitiesLive.com to register for her event. So the new movie